Hello, I'm Kendall Gammon. This is Real Talk with Real Media. Today I'm joined by Russell Meinhardt of Old World Spices and Seasonings. Russell, appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
As we look at this unique business in the barbecue world and the seasonings in general, tell me a bit about your history and how you got to where you are.
So the organization was started about 30 years ago by my father-in-law, and it was myself and my two sister-in-laws, and we were distributing spices and seasonings to small and medium-sized food manufacturers around the Midwest. And our customers just kept coming back to us because we were providing great service, and they kept asking us to do more and more, and so it just has allowed us to continue to grow and expand our product line, and now we're a nationally distributed barbecue company all across North America, Europe, and Australia.
That's really amazing when you talk about the global reach, yet it goes all the way back so many years ago, so many decades ago, to it growing because of the service and how you did things for people the right way.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, as you look to the future, where are you trying to go?
You know, I think our growth comes through our consumers. Consumers now are more interested and focused on where's their food coming from, what's going into their food. Their flavor trends have always been changing over the years, and so that provides opportunities for us because we continue to act like a small company, but have some larger capabilities.
When you look at Old World Spices, what is it that you guys do so much better than others?
I think we've built out a set of capabilities that kind of rival our biggest competitors. And so, building those types of capabilities allows us to grow. When you talk about growth of 10, 20, 30%, or even trying to double yourself, over a number of years, it becomes very difficult. And some of those, if you don't have the processes in place and the capabilities, the business can kind of falter and kind of slow those types of growth opportunities.
Well, and I think that's something you see sometimes in companies. Obviously, you're trying to get as big as you can, be successful, but being a little bit smaller allows you maybe a little more nimbleness.
Oh yeah, it's kind of the aircraft carrier versus the speedboat approach of hey, we've got a big, large organization that quite can't turn quick enough or keep up with consumers' needs, and so we feel like we've got a speedboat, but we've got a speedboat with a couple outboard engines that can go really fast.
Very nice. Yeah, you talk about the consumer needs, and the fact is, when you can respond to problems, issues, or even the R&D and doing more and coming up with things better, you're able to do it at maybe a fashion that just maybe some bigger companies don't have the capabilities to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it seems amazing to me that you're right here in Kansas City, yet you reach out all over the place.
Yeah, and really, Kansas City is a great place for barbecue, and but what we want to do is be able to take that great sense of barbecue history and authenticity out to the masses beyond Kansas City and expose people to the great Kansas City barbecue. We've
talked about the past, we've talked about some of the things that you do as a company, but how about the future of the organization in the years to come? Where are you going?
I feel like our growth has, just continued to be a great, opportunity for us when, consumers' tastes are changing. We look at, the capabilities that we have to be able to be nimble enough to take advantage of those opportunities with, consumers' tastes and their focus on what what consumers are putting into their bodies these days.
When you look at some of your customers, certainly you're always trying to acquire new customers and you can grow that way, but I would think also helping your current customers do the best they can and maybe help them grow internally as well. Is that fair?
Yeah, and that's where we've built out a lot of capabilities that aren't just about producing more product or producing it faster, but it's about how do we help our consumers sell more of their products that we're making for them.
We've had a great talk today, a lot of different things going on in terms of where you've been, where you're heading. But one thing that I think is so important you've talked about is the culture of your organization. It helps the growth, but why is culture so important?
Well, I think culture comes down to people. And the people that work within the organization are what's going to grow the organization. So if they're, what they believe and how they think about the organization isn't conducive to growth, then the people aren't going to just they're not going to be aligned, and either they're going to leave or you're just not going to be able to find the right people. And so that's why I really feel like culture is so important for growth, because it gains people's alignments within the organization, and helps the organization grow.
Well, certainly you don't like to have attrition, because that doesn't help anybody. And the fact is, it sounds to me what you're saying is when you do things the right way and you create an environment that people want to be in, that keeps them, number one, helps them stay there longer, then two, probably helps them be more creative, which I would think you need in your business.
Yeah, and just alignment and growth and kind of how people think about, their daily, jobs and what they need to do. So, having that, alignment and culture towards growth is very key.
I would say this also, is culture from your side of the business, do you see yourselves helping the culture of your customers at some point in time as well?
Yeah, the customers, look at us and, they may emulate some of the things that we're trying to do for them. And so, yeah, it's definitely a key aspect for our business.
This is a company that's in the Kansas City area, and you like to give back. Talk to me about what Old World Spices does for the community.
So, as a food business, we feel like that we've got a great opportunity to feed people. And so we provide donations to City Union Mission, Bishop Sullivan Center, Harvesters is a great organization. But what we kind of do a little bit different is, normally there's giving times of the year. We try and look at those opportunities outside of the normal giving times of the year. And so we provide, maybe when there's lean times for those types of organizations, we're providing them foods to stock their pantries and give back to the community in that way.
That's fascinating, because what I think I hear you say is you're trying to create a culture, which we talked about earlier, of giving back at different times and maybe trying to create new avenues for people and really lead by example in different times of the year.
Yeah, and it flows down to our customers as well as our employees of demonstrating the giving back to the Kansas City community.
Well, that's awesome, and we can't thank you enough. I appreciate you joining us today. I'm Kendall Gammon. This is Real Talk with Real Media.